welcome back to Figuring It Out, a podcast curated specifically for entrepreneurs, leaders, business owners, marketers, and creatives alike. My name is Kevin England, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Vonazon, a full-service digital media agency that caters to clients worldwide. We provide customized solutions for all their sales and marketing needs. In each podcast, I take the time to discuss relevant topics affecting businesses today. I pull from my own experiences as well as stories from other people to provide you with helpful tips, advice, guidance, in hopes of leaving you with a meaningful message. In today's podcast, I will be discussing a marketing phenomenon that in recent years has swept all over the World Wide Web: influencer marketing on social media. I'm sure that many of you have personally experienced browsing social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook for only a few minutes before coming across an influencer posing with a product that they're trying to sell you. The very fact that being an influencer is plausible, legitimate, and a high-paying job in today's world just goes to show you how far that we've progressed into this digital era. However, like most of the things in life, there are positives and negatives to social media influencer marketing. And it may not be as straightforward as you think. So let's dive right into today's topic. And of course, let's figure it out together. Let's start with the basics. What is a social media influencer? Well, according to Influencer Marketing Hub, and the majority of us in the marketing world, an influencer is a person who has the power to affect the purchasing decisions of others because of their authority, their knowledge, their position, or their relationship to their followers. There are people who have built these prominent online reputations for their experience within some type of specific realm, whether it be in fashion, sports, health, beauty, cooking, or whatever else. By regularly sharing creative content with their followers, influencers attract large audiences who somewhat kind of idolize them. So why do brands like working with influencers? Companies love combining forces with social media influencers because they create overnight trends and encourage their followers to buy the products that they're trying to promote. And here's a little tidbit of information. Get this. Up to 49% of consumers depend on influencer recommendations. So what does that tell us? Well, it's clear that social media influencer marketing is most likely here to stay. But there are a lot more to influencer marketing than initially meets the eye. Depending on the amount of followers that an influencer has, he or she is broken down into these certain subcategories. And their cost and the amount of influence depends on the category that they fall into. So let's go over that. So here are the four main categories. At the very top, you have the mega influencer. These are the people that have a vast number of followers on their social media networks, generally having more than 1 million followers on at least one platform. Mega influencers can be people like celebrities who have gained their fame offline. People that we know all the time, movie stars, sports people, musicians, and yes, even reality TV stars. And you can expect a mega influencer to charge anywhere of up to $1 million per post, with agents working on their behalf to score them these extremely lucrative marketing deals. So as a rule of thumb, usually only the big brands can and probably should utilize the promoting power of these types of influencers. Next on the list, you have the macro influencers who have anywhere between 40,000, and 1 million followers. Influencers in this category are generally B-list celebrities or online users who are seen as experts regarding like a specific topic. Since there are more macro influencers than mega influencers, it should be easier for your brand to find one who's willing to work with you. In third place, we have the micro influencer, who are ordinary, everyday people, just like you and I, who have become known for their knowledge about a specific niche category. They generally have between 1,000 to, I'd say, 40,000 followers. And since they like to, come across as really authentic, as we do, they like to team up with brands they generally believe in. Since they're not as heavily targeted as those with larger following bases, some micro-influencers even promote products for free. Last on the list, you have the newest form of influencer group, the Nano influencers. These users have slightly less than 1,000 followers, but they tend to be experts in like these obscure or highly specialized fields. And while many brands overlook the nano influencer, they can be extremely valuable to companies who make highly specialized niche products. However, for the larger brands, they lack sufficient number of followers to generate a noteworthy result, meaning that a large brand would need to work with hundreds, if not thousands of nano influencers to experiencing a promising return on investment. However, follower count is not the only thing that you should take into consideration when determining the power of influence. You have to be especially wary about whether or not followers are actually even real. Nowadays, it has become increasingly easy for users to buy followers and likes, meaning the bulk of their online presence can be one big constructed lie. So make sure that you look into the engagement that an influencer's content actually generates. I'll give you an example. If they have about 100,000 followers, but only receive about 1,000 likes on each post and even less number of comments, then their account is probably not your best bet. With all these different types of social media influencers, you may be starting to see that it's maybe not as easy as it seems. And just because an influencer has a significantly large following doesn't mean that they're the best choice for your brand. If you're a smaller company, or if you offer maybe a niche product, then you may want to enlist the help of a micro influencer before investing in the macro influencer, who will most likely pretty much steal all of your budget. The art of picking which social media influencer is the best that represents you and your brand is something that needs to be carefully curated. It requires a significant amount of research and outreach, so you may want to consider enlisting in the assistance of a marketing or a PR agency to guide you in the process. And no, this isn't a sales gig. According to some of the top influencers agencies out there, and there are many, there are a number of reasons why you should consider consulting an agency before trying to tackle influencer marketing on your own. Number one, it will save you time and money. Whether you're a traditional marketing agency looking to get into influencer marketing, an independent business, or a solo entrepreneur, you likely already have a ton of stuff already on your plate. Hiring an agency that specializes in influencer marketing can save your brand both time and money. An agency also eliminates the need for companies to build their own influencer marketing teams or pay large sums of money to influencer marketing platforms. And yes, there are platforms for influencer marketing. Number two, it will prevent you from using the wrong influencers. It will reduce the risk of becoming, scammed, which happens, by these influencers who are paying for the majority of their followers, or one who is not necessarily aligned with your personal company goals. And just because an influencer may look like they're an amazing, awesome fit, doesn't necessarily mean that they will successfully reach your intended audience. This is where agencies can step in and provide you with a already vetted influencer list. Number three, you can leverage influencer relationships that the agency already has. Agencies like to deal with influencers and their management teams frequently. So they have already and most likely honed a strong relationship with these influencers that could be beneficial to your brand, and they understand the audience that you're necessarily going after. And because these agencies have already worked with many of these influencers before, they likely have a strong understanding regarding their usual rates, return on investments, target audience, etc. And finally, number four, you can successfully measure the success, an agency can successfully measure the success of your influencer marketing campaigns through a number of metrics or through a number of platforms. Agencies likely have a marketing matrix system, or again, a platform in place that can organize influencer data such as the total number of influencer posts, overall engagement, their reach, estimated conversions, etc., and even like ROI and estimated monetary value. These types of reports that are delivered by some of these agencies make it easier to access the success of the entire campaign once the campaign is over. And I'll give you kind of an example. Here at Vonazon, we recently helped one of our clients with their influencer outreach campaign. So a couple of months ago, Vacuum Cleaner Market enlisted our help with social media influencers that made the most sense for their brand. The company initially came to us because they were having trouble finding influencers who were interested in promoting vacuum cleaners, obviously, but also included cookware and other like household products that they sold. Now it became a bit more challenging. Our team dedicated these long hours carefully curating several lists of influencers that not only had social media feeds that matched the products that they were basically trying to sell or market, but also the type of people that they were trying to reach, the target audience they were trying to get engaged with. Even through influencer marketing, let me rephrase. Even though influencer marketing is all the buzz in today's world, enlisting the help of social media influencers comes with a unique set of challenges. For example, if you're part of a large company and you can afford the big mega influencer, the attention that you end up receiving might always not be the best for your brand. I'll give you a good example of that. A-list social media influencer Kim Kardashian received severe backlash. Basically, this happened last year when she partnered with Flat Tummy Company and posted a sponsored ad showing herself holding an appetite suppressant lollipop. As you can imagine, both Kim and Flat Tummy received a lot of bad PR that led to people actually boycotting the product, creating the adverse effect of what the brand had initially hoped for when they went into the sponsorship. And it just goes to show you that there is so much more involved with, influencer marketing than just teaming up with a well-known name. However, even though that there are downsides to influencer marketing, when done correctly, it can be highly effective. And with eMarketer reporting that up to 48% of marketers use influencer marketing, and a Thomson survey discovering that influencer marketing campaigns earn $6.50 for every buck that you spend, it seems in a very efficient way to reach your desired target and audience. And in a way that is designed to seem more subtle, authentic, and genuine. So whether you like seeing influencer-generated ads or not, I'm going to tell you one thing's for certain. They're definitely here to stay. And they work. So until next time, my name is Kevin England, and keep figuring it out.